Brett, you said a minute ago on the audio that you have trouble staying in the moment. How do you get your team back in the moment this week?
Oh, I don't think that's difficult, Steve, going into a final series. Everything's on the line. We're in a knockout series now, so, the reality is, we've got to be at our best. Otherwise, we expect the West Coast to be at their best. So, I don't think mentally we're going to have any trouble switching on for a final.
So do you need to freshen your boys up a little or not, or do you just go full tilt?
Oh, no. I think it's full steam ahead. Our guys have been training for this for a long time, so we think we're in really good condition and there'll be no need to freshen our players up. The 8-day break itself is enough for that. So, it'll be a standard week for us. Nothing changes.
I think pretty clear the West Coast thought that first half of the play against them in Hobart was some of the best full game contended with this year. You didn't win in the end, obviously, one big left out pretty well. But that must give you a bit of confidence that going into this game, you know what you can do against them.
Well, I think it gives us real confidence that we know that our best can cut it against the Eagles. But what that game also proved is that they're a very good side and, it's very difficult to put them away. They'll keep coming back at you and they've got a lot of class players and Cox was obviously fantastic in that last quarter. So, it's about sustaining that effort for long enough and really playing that good footy for long enough to put them away this time, not to let them come back in as they did.
I think the little errors actually helped him as they sort of get back that tape. But do you have to make any different plans when you get 2 big blokes? Obviously, Goldie was pretty heavy on in that game as well. But
yeah.
Do you make any different plans when this time around?
Oh, we'll have a really close look at it. I mean, every time we played the Eagles, one of their big forwards has got out of the loop a little bit. So, we'll look at our plans there, and we'd look forward to getting Nathan Grimer back into our side too. A really important part of our back six. So, I think our defence has held up pretty well. So, we just look forward to a really tight contested game. Hopefully, as the game goes on, we can use the expanses of Subiaco to our advantage. But as they say, as the game gets on, your talls don't get any smaller. So, it's going to be a real battle of the key forwards, and we think we'll be able to throw some things at the Eagles too, which force them to contend with some pretty good players.
You haven't won a lot of games over the recent years. What do you say to Subi does suit your team?
Well, we haven't won a lot of games, but I think if you have a look at the results, we've gone down by some pretty narrow margins, and we've certainly felt we've been in the game, even the games we've lost. So. But look, our side's really developed into a side that can cover the ground pretty well. We've got a forward line that is pretty flexible. So, the space, would tend to suit us. And we look, even though we play most of our games that Eddie had, I think the open spaces of Subiaco should suit our running game.
You don't feel your team's hit a little bit in a flat spot, maybe physically the last couple of weeks?
Oh, well, the performances haven't been as good. There's no doubt about that. But I think if you take a form line over the last 3 months, we're looking pretty good. So, I think that, and you can call it whatever you like, but the reality is, once we confirmed our spot in the finals, even my thinking started planning for this moment and this week. So, it is a test of your professionalism to stay in the moment. We didn't pass that test, and that's part of our improvement as a footy side. But, there'll be no problems mentally getting up for this week, and physically, I think we're in terrific shape.
Do you feel like you're a genuine premiership contender, or is it more just, it's the first time in the finals for a while and get some experience and put your best foot forward?
Well, it's a difficult question to answer because we're not going to give it any thought. I haven't given it any thought, and I won't be giving it any thought until we get to that stage. I mean, we've got the West Coast Eagles this week, who are a terrific side on their home ground. So we'll be going over there with an attitude that, we've got to play our best football. We've got to really take it up to them, and we'll be looking forward to getting, really proactive, really aggressive in the way we play. And, if we pass that test, then we'll look at the next one the following week. But what's going to happen at the end of September's not entering our thinking at the moment.
Do you plan to visit Perth at all earlier?
We will, but only because it's an 8-day break this week for us. So our preparation will stay largely the same. We'll fly over Friday afternoon just so that we can have our standard training session the day before the game in Perth. Unfortunately, there's another game on at Subiaco on the Saturday, so we'll train elsewhere. But our preparation will be much the same as it usually is, albeit we're flying a day earlier.
You made some pretty strong thoughts on some of their tactics earlier in the year when you're over there. Do you hold those same thoughts still, or do you think that's balanced out a bit?
I think sides are always evolving, and we're no different to that. We're evolving ourselves, but I think we can't.
I mean more of the free kicks that when you said earlier in the year about the Eagles, they're ducking and that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, no. We played them again since then, and I think it's the same answer though, Steve. I mean, things evolve. Umpiring evolves, and the AFL keep their eye on all those things, and we've seen subtle interpretation shifts over the years. So, but you look back over finals, they're generally umpired terrifically. They reward the side that goes in and gets first to the ball, and so our focus will be on that, and we expect that the umpiring will umpire the decisions that are obvious to everyone.
So you expect to get Wellesley back, and how sort of much does that change if you don't have to?
Well, he's a unique player. I think he's difficult to match up on from the opposition's perspective, and he certainly gives us a little bit more of a dynamic look in the midfield. But we expect him back. I mean, we think that he's done a fair bit of training to this point, and we haven't risked him up until this game. But it's a knockout series, so we'll. Grimer and Wells, we'll certainly be looking to get them back in our side, provided they pass the test at training.
What's the process for Lachlan Wilson this week with another knock?
It's probably a question better directed to our medical guys. I mean, in terms of all those things, I have little to no say. As the process, he'll go through all the standard tests that our medicos put him through, and all it'll be at match committee for me is he right or not, and it'll be a yes/no thing. And if he's right, he'll play. If they say that he's not right, well, he won't. So it'll be a pretty simple one for me.
Andrew, if we came back to what Brad was saying before about once you made the finals, the thought process kind of changed amongst the coaches. Is it the same with the players? And could that explain the past couple of weeks? And what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, no, it's still, when you go into a game, you go in there 100%. So you put yourself out in the park and you try to perform as well as you can. I'm confident that the guys will be ready to go this week. So, it's not easy to have to say anything to them when you know it's a do or die final. If we don't come out, we don't match their intensity. We don't compete with them around the footy. Work hard, spread hard. We're not going to be a chance over there. So we know West Coast are a really quality outfit, and really confident that the guys are going to be able to get up to this week.
I guess the critics could say that looking at your most recent form, you could be just making up the numbers in this final series. Would you reject that suggestion?
We're here, so we get to play. That's what we're worried about.
How are you feeling, Andrew? You look pretty sore at times on the weekend.
Just got a couple of corkies, but I'll be fine. It was more about just trying to get through, make sure I'm right for this week, make sure we get everyone through, and feeling 100%. So, I'm sure I've been in and seen the physios this morning, and confident I'll be right to go for Thursday's training.
Not a lot of finals experience once you decide, Andrew. Is that an issue at all?
No, I don't think so. I think we're pretty. We do have a couple of guys who have played some senior footy and played a lot of it. Boomer's won a premiership. Drew's played quite a few finals. So I think one of our assets will be just having some young, enthusiastic players out there who are, I suppose they haven't. May have not been there that often, but they're just excited to be there. So I think that gives us a big advantage. Get them out into Subi on a big ground and let them run around and have a crack, and we'll see how we go.
Andrew, it's been a long time for you personally, and for the team obviously to get back to this point. How does the sort of feeling amongst the play group, having spoken about it half the game?
I think the boys are ecstatic to be there. So, but part of it's obviously to make it to the finals, but now we've got a big challenge ahead of us. So. Personally, it's been a long couple of years, but you can see where the side's starting to go now, and the last 3 months has been really pleasing. But we've got a big test this week, and something that we want to go further on in the next couple of years. We've got to start winning big games over wherever it is. We've just got to win these big games.
There's a chance to sort of keep doing on the respective clubs from out over the last couple of months. Obviously, you want to talk about you at times, but you've earned some respect back in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think it's always an opportunity to earn respect whenever you play. I think that we've wanted this opportunity for a long time. We've been preparing for it. The way that we've trained, the style of footy that we've been playing is in preparation for these sorts of games and these sorts of moments. So, respect is something that you earn over a period of time. I've got enormous respect for this football club. I think this football club is a revered club. I think its culture is something that is unequalled in the competition. We've we've always had the most loyal supporter base in the competition. So we look forward to rewarding our fans with some September action. And I think our fans have been a really important part of this club. This club has been under pressure before, both on and off field, and it's always when we respond best. So this is a great test for us, and respect. Well, we'll see how much respect we have post-final series.
And what do you mean in the sense that they're on the playing group over the past 2 weeks? Have you felt a bit flat against the Dockers and against GWS?
No, I don't think so. I think obviously you look at Fremantle, they're a great side. They're playing some really competitive football, and GWS threw everything they had at us on the weekend. So it's just one of those things. We've had a big 3 months, and now we're getting everyone ready to go. So it's all about this week. Focus on this week. We'll train hard, and get ourselves right. But the boys are really excited, really looking forward to it. We're, as Brad said, we're really confident that if we can produce our best football, we can really match it with the Eagles and take it right up to them.
Brad, do you think Mum was a bit relieved that you avoided a game against Geelong?
I don't know. I mean, I think that as she just wrapped, we're both in the finals, hopefully. Yeah, it's a tough one for Mum, but she's experienced in these matters. She's watched her boys play against each other. She's watched them coach against each other. So I think she'll just be proud, I hope. And but for us, as much as we hope Mum's proud of us, for Chris and I, it's always about our clubs, and we never like to make it about us or about our family. It's about first and foremost, it's about our players, and it's about our players going out and representing our club in the best possible fashion, so that we can earn that respect, mostly from our supporters, and make our supporters and our sponsors proud.
Brad, you were pretty fired up at quarter time on Saturday. On reflection, you're totally comfortable with your actions, or
yeah,
expect a call from the AFL to
no.
clarify?
If I do, I do. If I don't, it doesn't worry me. I mean, the reality is that you look to the umpires to control the game and do their job. But I'll never apologise for defending my players, and I'll go into bat for them 100% of the time. So I was disappointed in what happened. I was disappointed in the response. My default setting is always to defend my players, so I make no apologies for that.
You need a response by the umpires or a response by your own players?
No, by the umpires. I mean, our players responded as you would expect, with discipline, and they know what's coming up this week. So they were disciplined, they focused on the ball, they focused on the contest, and we didn't feel that was reciprocated in that occasion. So that was disappointing from my end, and as I said, I make no apologies for defending our players.
Greg, was the biggest concern coming out of the GWS game the I suppose, the clearance disparity?
Yeah, I think it's not a concern to me personally after reviewing it, because there are a lot of things that again, it has been a challenge for us to stay in the moment, but we certainly don't want to change the way we play dramatically 1 week before the final. So GWS did some things really, really well, and I think that it probably, when you talk about some of the things we didn't do well, I think it's a bit disparaging towards them. I thought Callum Ward and Toby Green and Brogan and Giles were good in the ruck. So, but when you're outnumbered by 2 or 3 at stoppages, you can do some things immediately to fix that, straight away. But we don't want to change the way we play too much. We want to have a focus on playing a structure. GWS played a completely different structure that we're not going to face any other time. So we didn't want to overreact to that.
Brad, sorry, slightly off topic, but some of the clubs didn't make the finals and having end celebrations today. What's your club's stance on Mad Monday and end of season? Is Mad Monday still okay going?
No, I think it's a dying art. Some clubs turn it into an art, don't they? But look, I think there's always a time and a place in any professional person's life to have a bit of a letdown, but the reality is with professional footballers and the way we focus on it at North Melbourne is that you're a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week professional athlete, and you're expected to act that way at all times. Now that doesn't mean that you can't relax and enjoy yourself and have a good time, but you are a professional at all times. You don't get time off from that. You don't you don't check out from being, a member of the North Melbourne Footy Club. You always are, and you're always representing the club, no matter what forum it's in. So, we encourage the guys to enjoy themselves, enjoy each other's company, have a good time, but always to act the way we'd expect a North Melbourne person to act.